Namaskar, good morning. You are watching Rajya Sabha television. I am Smriti Rastogi with Breakfast News. Let's begin the bulletin with the headlines. India slams resolutions in European Parliament on CAA. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla tells EU President to respect sovereign processes of fellow legislatures. EU distances itself from resolutions. Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomes Bodo Accord, says it will usher peace and harmony as tripartite agreement will protect unique culture of Bodo people. Death toll from China coronavirus outbreak crosses 100. Government prepares to evacuate Indians from Wuhan. WHO describes global risk from the virus as high. Supreme Court to hear convict Mukesh Kumar's petition against rejection of mercy plea by President today in Nirbhaya case. Death sentence of 4 convicts to be executed on 1st of February at 6 a.m. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend NCC rally at Karyappa Parade Ground in Delhi, give awards to meritorious cadets. Our top focus this morning, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has expressed concern over European Parliament's resolution on the Citizenship Amendment Act. Om Birla has written to the President of the European Union Parliament a day after 600 of its 751 Parliament members moved 6 resolutions on the Citizenship Amendment Act, pointing out that such resolutions would set an unhealthy precedent. The Speaker wrote, "It is inappropriate for a legislature to pass judgment on another, a practice that can be surely misused for vested interests." The citizenship law, he wrote, has been passed with due deliberation in both houses of Parliament, adding that the Act provides for granting easier citizenship to those who have been subjected to religious persecution in our immediate neighborhood. It is not aimed at taking away citizenship from anybody. The resolutions are likely to be tabled during the session of the European Parliament that starts next week in Brussels. Meanwhile, European Union has distanced itself from European Parliament's anti-CAA resolutions. The EU spokesperson for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy said on Monday that these texts are only drafts tabled by various political groups in the European Parliament, adding that the opinions expressed by the European Parliament and its members do not represent the official position of the EU. Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu asserted on Monday that there is no scope for outside interference in India's internal matters, expressing concern over the trend of foreign bodies interfering in matters that are completely within the purview of the Indian Parliament and the Indian government. He said that such efforts are totally uncalled for and unwarranted. He expressed hope that they would refrain from making such statements in future.
Recently, some efforts are being made outside India to comment on some laws made by Parliament and to raise some issues based on inadequate knowledge and insufficient understanding of the issues sought to be addressed by our lawmakers. Such efforts are totally uncalled for, unwarranted. Let me make it very clear. As the Vice President and also Chairman of the Upper House of India, Parliament, these comments are totally uncalled for and unwarranted. As a mature republic and democratic polity, we are capable of addressing the concerns if any of our citizens, and we need no advice or guidance in such matters from others. As a republic of 70 years of experience, we have withstood so many challenges and overcame several challenges. We are now more united than ever before, and no one should have any concern in this regard. As a nation, we are committed to the cardinal principles of ensuring justice, liberty, and equality for all of our citizens. This is a great country, even of partition on the basis of religion. We follow Sarva Dharma Samabhavana. appeasement of none, and justice for all. Minorities could become president 3 times. There is an unfortunate trend of foreign bodies to interfere in the matters that are completely within the purview of India, Parliament and the Indian government. I hope they will recognize that this is unwarranted and unwelcome. I hope that they will refrain from making such statements.
And Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of Luxembourg, Jean Asselborn, today met External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar at Hyderabad House. Asselborn, who arrived in New Delhi on Monday, is on a 3-day visit to India. Upon his arrival on Monday, he visited Rajghat to pay tributes to Mahatma Gandhi. Asselborn is also scheduled to address an event at India International Centre in New Delhi today. And in a move aimed at bringing peace in the northeast, the government on Monday signed the historic Bodo Peace Pact with the representatives of the Bodo organizations. The agreement was signed by Assam Chief Minister Sarbananda Sonowal and top leaders of the National Democratic Front of Bodoland, the All Bodo Students Union and the United Bodo People's Organization in the presence of Home Minister Amit Shah. The Home Minister described the agreement as historic, saying it will bring a permanent solution to the decades-old problems faced by the Bodo people.
ये एग्रीमेंट असम और बोडो क्षेत्र के सुनहरे भविष्य का दस्तावेज है, क्योंकि सन 1972 से आपसू द्वारा एक पृथक बोडो राज्य की मांग उठाई गई। शुरुआत में ये आंदोलन लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से चला। 87 से 1987 से ये आंदोलन हिंसक बना और सभी तरीके से ये पूरे क्षेत्र को अशांति से ग्रस्त कर आंदोलन रहा। बहुत सारे युवाओं को पढ़ाई लिखाई के लिए अच्छे इंस्टीट्यूशंस खड़े हुए इस प्रकार के काम, और बहुत सारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट के समग्र क्षेत्र की आरोग्य की सुविधाओं के काम करें। तो जो नारा दिया था प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, सबका साथ सबका विकास, और अब इसके साथ सबका विश्वास जोड़कर ये पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्षेत्र को एक अशांति से बाहर लाने का, अस्थिरता से बाहर लाने का एक प्रयास हुआ है।
शांति व्यवस्था हमेशा के लिए बरकरार रहेगा, और शांति जहां होंगे विकास भी वहां जोर से होने लगता है, ये सबको मालूम है। तो इसलिए आज जो एग्रीमेंट बोडो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से हुआ है, मैं खास करके इस विषय पर बोडो लीडर्स को धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि उन लोगों ने बहुत इस विषय पर सहयोग किया।
As per the agreement, 1,550 militants belonging to the NDFB will lay down their arms on January 30th. An economic program of 1,500 crore rupees will be implemented in the next 3 years, with equal contribution of 750 crore rupees each from the central and the state governments. The existing structure of the Bodoland Territorial Council will be strengthened, with its seats to be expanded from 40 to 60. Besides, a commission will be set up for the inclusion of Bodo-dominated villages in the BTC. Soon after the agreement was signed, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in a series of tweets, said that the agreement would usher in a new dawn of peace, harmony and togetherness. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the third Global Potato Conclave in Gandhinagar today through video conferencing. According to an official statement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to take an overall view of the achievements and opportunities in potato research, trade and industry and value chain management. The Potato Conference will be held for 3 days beginning today. The conclave will provide an opportunity to bring all stakeholders at one common platform. Gujarat is one of the leading producers of potato in the country. Officials maintained that every 10 years it is necessary to work out the achievements in the potato sector and set a roadmap for the forthcoming decade. Over the past 2 decades, 2 global potato conferences were organized in 1999 and 2008. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the National Cadet Corps rally in the Karyappa Parade Ground in New Delhi today. At the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inspect the Guard of Honour and review the march past by the various NCC contingents. Along with a cultural performance, NCC cadets will present before the Prime Minister their capabilities in fields such as adventure sports, music and performance arts. Prime Minister Modi will also distribute awards for the meritorious NCC cadets and will later address the gathering. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the new metro route of Aqua Line in Nagpur today through a video conferencing. The phase 1 of the Aqua Line will cover all the stops from Lokmanya Nagar to Sita Buldi. This metro route is 11 kilometers long. In 2014, the Prime Minister had laid the foundation stone of the Aqua Metro project. Before this, he had inaugurated Orange Line, which ran from Khapri to Sita Buldi. Home Minister Amit Shah will chair the Central Zonal Council meeting at Naya Raipur, Chhattisgarh today. This is the 22nd meeting of the council. The meet will discuss issues ranging from boundary-related disputes, security, infrastructure-related matters like roads, transport, water, among others. At the meeting, chief secretaries and senior officers from Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Chhattisgarh will take part. Members will discuss issues concerning the centre and 4 member states of the zone. Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel is the Chief Chairman of the Central Zonal Council and host of the event. The previous meeting of the Central Zonal Council was held in Uttar Pradesh's Lucknow on 24th September 2018. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that no power can now stop Kashmiri pundits from going back to Kashmir. He said Pakistan cannot dare to raise Kashmir on international forums now after the Article 370's nullification and asserted that if talks happen with Pakistan, then it will be on POK. Addressing a rally in Mangalore in support of Citizenship Amendment Bill, the Defence Minister said that law is not meant to hurt the sentiments of any religion, but to give relief to victims of religious persecution in countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan.
लेकिन अब हमें कोई रोक नहीं सकता क्योंकि अब धारा 370 के तहत वहां स्पेशल स्टेटस नहीं है। जो हमारे कश्मीरी पंडित अब कश्मीर जाना चाहेंगे, अब उनको कश्मीर की धरती पर जाने से और वहां रहने से दुनिया की कोई ताकत रोक नहीं सकती है। यह मार्ग हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र भाई मोदी के नेतृत्व में हमारी सरकार ने प्रशस्त कर दिया।
The Supreme Court will hear the plea of one of the death row convicts, Mukesh Kumar Singh, in the Nirbhaya case today. Mukesh Kumar on Monday moved the top court, seeking urgent hearing of his plea against the dismissal of his mercy petition by President Rajnath Singh. The bench said that if somebody is going to be hanged, then nothing can be more urgent than this. As a result, the 3-judge bench of the Supreme Court will today begin the hearing at 12:30 p.m. on the plea. President Rajnath Singh had on January 17th rejected the mercy petition of the 2012 Delhi gang rape and murder case convict Mukesh Singh. He then submitted the plea challenging the rejection of the mercy petition last week. And the Sebi appointed panel has proposed sweeping changes to strengthen the monitoring and enforcement of norms pertaining to related party transactions, tweaking the definition of related party and related party transactions, and revising thresholds for classification of such transactions as material are among the recommendations. The committee has also proposed changes to the process followed by a company's audit committee for approval of RPTs that are material. Further, a format for reporting of RPTs to the stock exchanges has been raised. In November 2019, the market's watchdog constituted a working group to review the policy space pertaining to RPTs under the chairmanship of Ramesh Srinivasan, Managing Director and CEO of Kotak Mahindra Capital Company. On January 22nd, the group submitted its 61-page report to the regulator. Public comments have been sought on the committee's recommendations by February 27th. And now all the news from the upcoming Delhi elections. Union Home Minister Amit Shah stepped up attack on Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Addressing an election rally in Rithala in Delhi, Amit Shah said that Kejriwal did not fulfill any of his promises made ahead of the last Delhi Assembly polls in 2015. He accused him of once again making false promises to the people of Delhi. He also said that the BJP has given ownership rights to the residents of unauthorized colonies in Delhi. He also promised all slum dwellers pakka houses.
झूठ बोलने की स्पर्धा कोई चला दी जाए तो केजरीवाल को भारत में नंबर 1 मिल जाए, नंबर 1 मिल जाए। 5 साल तक ये केजरीवाल सरकार ने झूठ के अलावे कुछ नहीं किया। मित्रों, आज वो फिर से जनादेश लेने निकले हैं और जब ये लोगों के सामने जाते हैं तो एक भी पुराना वादा याद नहीं करते। उन्होंने कहा था 50 कॉलेज नए बनाएंगे, रिटाला में एक भी बनाए क्या? 15 लाख सीसीटीवी कैमरा लगाने वाले थे। इक्का दुक्का आपको दिखाने के लिए लगा दिया, मगर सीसीटीवी कैमरा दिल्ली की जनता ढूंढती रह गई है। मित्रों, 5000 डीटीसी की बसें लगाने वाले थे, नहीं तो छोड़ दो, जो थी उसमें 1100 बसें कम करने का काम ये केजरीवाल सरकार ने किया। हमने कहा था ये झुग्गियां हमें दे दो, हम इसको जहां झुग्गी वहां मकान, एक योजना के तहत हर एक को 2 कमरे का मकान देंगे। केजरीवाल जी ने नहीं कहा। मित्रों, 8 तारीख को ये सरकार बदल दो। मैं आपके सामने कहकर जाता हूं कि 8 तारीख को भाजपा सरकार बनने के बाद दिल्ली की सारी झुग्गी झोंपड़ी को जहां झुग्गी है वही मकान देने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार करने वाली है।
Meanwhile, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal campaigned for the Aam Aadmi Party in the national capital. He held road shows in Narela, Bhawana and Gandhinagar areas and appealed to the people to vote for his party for the second term. And getting you some more developments, Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu on Monday stressed on the need for global cooperation for early detection of new viruses and to contain any serious fallout from outbreak of epidemics. Addressing the scientists and researchers of Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology in Hyderabad, he raised concern on the spread of coronavirus across nations. He said that period outbreak of epidemics and new viruses highlighted our vulnerability to diseases. He also appealed to the private sector to create a fund for financing innovative scientific projects that will address societal concerns. Vice President also called upon scientists to find answers to challenges like poverty, effects of climate change, pollution, lack of clean drinking water, sanitation, increasing urbanization and growing drug resistance.
Periodic outbreak of epidemics and new viruses not only highlight our vulnerability to disease but also underscore the need for early detection and cooperation on a global scale to contain any serious harm. As you all aware, the newly discovered strain of coronavirus is spreading across nations and causing a major concern to health authorities across the globe. Please remember that the real wealth of a nation is determined by the health of its population. Scientists like you must find answers to many challenges the world is facing today, like poverty, effects of climate change, pollution, lack of clean drinking water, sanitation, increase in urbanization, and growing drug resistance, among others. These are some of the challenges I have mentioned. Issues like growing antimicrobial resistance need concerted efforts at the global level.
And now let's talk about environment and climate change. Due to climate change, heat and humidity is likely to increase remarkably in all tropical countries, including India, in the next decade. This will reduce the efficiency of people with serious economic effects. According to a report by McKinsey Global Institute, the impact of climate change on the GDP of various countries will be clearly visible by 2030. Labour productivity is likely to decline by 15%, directly impacting the GDP. International news now. The U.S. Defense Department confirmed on Monday that a military jet crashed in Ghazni province in Afghanistan, but rejected Taliban suggestions that it was shot down. Afghanistan U.S. Forces spokesperson confirmed that the aircraft was a U.S. Bombardier E-11A, a type of jet used as an airborne communications node in the region. The cause of crash is under investigation, and there were no indications that the crash was caused by enemy fire. The spokesperson gave no information on casualties in the crash. And the death toll from coronavirus outbreak in China has soared to 106, while nearly 1,300 new cases have been confirmed. The Health Commission in Central Hubei province, the epicenter of the epidemic, said that 24 more people had died from virus and 1,291 more people were infected, raising the total number of confirmed cases to more than 4,000 nationwide. Meanwhile, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang visited the Wuhan city on Monday as provincial authorities faced accusations from the public of a failure to respond in time to the coronavirus outbreak. He said 2,500 more medical workers would arrive in Wuhan within 48 hours. The city of 11 million people is in virtual lockdown, and much of Hubei, home to nearly 60 million people, is under some kind of travel curb. Meanwhile, in India, the government has stepped up vigil in areas bordering Nepal in view of the confirmed case of novel coronavirus detected there. No case of novel coronavirus infection has been detected in the country so far. The Health Ministry on Monday said teams of healthcare professionals have been deployed in West Bengal's Panitanki and Uttarakhand's Julaghat and Julijibi in Pithoragarh district bordering Nepal. Health Secretary Health Secretary Preeti Sudan chaired a video conference meeting with secretaries and the police chiefs of the 5 states bordering Nepal, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Sikkim to review their preparedness for prevention and management of novel coronavirus. The health minister has written to chief ministers of states and union territories requesting them to personally review preparedness measures in the matter. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka today suspended its policy of granting a visa on arrival for Chinese travelers a day after the health authorities detected the country's first coronavirus infection. Country's health ministry said on Monday that a 40-year-old Chinese woman was found positive for the virus. Following the first detection of the coronavirus case, the Sri Lankan health authorities ordered the suspension of the visa on arrival policy for the Chinese nationals. The World Health Organization has increased the global risk degree of the novel coronavirus strain 2019 from moderate to high, citing an error in its previous report. Nation remembers freedom fighter Lala Lajpat Rai on his birth anniversary today. Vice President M Venkaiah Naidu paid tributes to Lala Lajpat Rai. The Vice President said in a tweet that Lala Lajpat Rai's remarkable and heroic role during the Vande Mataram movement, Simon Go Back agitation and his patriotism will continue to inspire every Indian. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid tribute to the freedom fighter. He stated that tales of his commitment towards nation will always inspire countrymen. And that's all we have for you in this edition of Breakfast News. But before we wrap up the bulletin, let's take a look at the weather conditions in major cities of the country. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.